Hello, and welcome to this first in a series of videos on the low register, specifically developing your low register. Now, this is really a guided practice session in many ways. So before we get started, what you will need is, you will need your instrument and mouthpiece. You will also need a mirror. And if you have a mirror, terrific, fantastic. The truth is, if you have those things, I would like to congratulate you because you have done the first step in the process towards improving your low register, which is overcoming inertia, and that is crucial. So this process is really a three-part process. One, it's really simple. Two, it's really focused. Every step is focused. And three, at the end of each group, we will evaluate. But we'll get to that as we go along. I'll talk a little bit in between. So consider this a guided practice session. So the first thing we want to do is start off with the kind of note we want to have. And we're going to start off with a middle F. So play a middle F along with me. Now, ask yourself, was that the kind of F that you want to get? Were you happy with that sound? Did that sound have core? Did it ring? Did it have some brilliance to it? If it didn't, do it again. In fact, do it again with me. Let's just affirm what we're looking for, which is a sound that has warmth and core and brilliance in it on that F. Very good. Now, if you want to do it again, go ahead and rewind. Go back 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and go ahead and do that again. But now we really start our process. From that F, we start glissandi on the way down, F to E. And one of the things we're going to need is a very steady pulse. So here's our tempo. It's about 60 beats a minute. If you have a metronome, that would be awesome. If you don't, you can just follow along with me snapping. Here we go. Here's our pulse. And the glissando is F, E, rest, and breathe. F, E, rest, and breathe. Let's do that 8 times together, playing. 1, 2, ready? Take one moment, just a moment right now to explain, to ask you, what did you observe? Did you watch yourself in the mirror? If you didn't, do this time. If you did, great. When you watched yourself in the mirror, did you see yourself have any abrupt movements? If not, awesome. If yes, awesome. Did you do anything about it? Did you smooth those movements out? If you didn't, then go ahead and rewind. Just do it again. Now, we're going to go to F to E flat, this time E flat, D, etc. We're going to go down, work our way down chromatically. Same thing, this time F to E flat. 1, 2, ready? F to D. 1, 2, F to D. C. O1, 2, F2, C. F to B natural. Oh, 1, 2, ready? Through that set, let's evaluate. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions. First of all, did you hear your timbre maintain the same all the way through the glissando? Did you hear it shift? If you noticed that it either changed or that it stayed the same, that's great. Now, if it changed, did you change anything while you were playing? Or did you just observe and say, ooh, that's interesting, my timbre changes? If you just observed, go back and do that whole set again. And this time, as you go through it, keep your timbre more the same. Same thing with your embouchure. When you looked in the mirror, did you notice any significant changes? Any, I should say, abrupt changes? If you notice anything abrupt, did you correct it? If you did, good. If you didn't, go back and do it again. If you didn't notice, go back and do it again. This is such a simple activity that there's no reason we can't have 100% focus. And speaking of focus, I actually forgot to get my metronome. And I'm going to go off screen and pull that right now, but I'm still talking to you, as you can hear, and voila, I'm back on the screen and I have my metronome. So metronomes are really useful tools. They're incredibly, possibly terrible crutches as well, but that's another conversation. So let's put ourselves at 60. I think we were right around 60, maybe a little quicker, but here we are. All right, so now what do we do as we go ahead? Well, I don't mind talking while the metronome's going on because it keeps the pulse. So while we go ahead, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start off on our F, glissando to our C, but then we want to find the same C with our valve. So we'll go F, C, C, rest, and Ref, C, C. And it looks like this, just once. And that's all we're going to do. We're going to do that 8 times. Here we go. And big 3-2 bar. 1 and 2 and 3. We're going to do the same thing with our valve, going to our B natural, not with our valve, going to B natural with our B natural with our valve. Same thing, but this time going to B natural. Oh, 1 and 2 and 3. find those notes and rearticulate them. So, C, valve, N, C, M. And so we'll do that a total of 4 times. So 4 total 2-bar cycles or 8 total bars. 1, 2, and question for you is, did you observe yourself? First of all, did you observe yourself? And when you observed yourself, did you notice yourself? Did you notice your embouchure change? When I did that glissando on the second time, I noticed my right cheek start to puff out. And I said, oh, that was interesting. Do I need to do that? And so the third time I did it, my cheek did not puff out. Now, that time, with that particular iteration, when we go to the repeated C naturals, I breathe through my nose. Did you breathe through your nose? Did you keep yourself identical from your C with the valve, from your C in 6th position to the valve? If you did, great. If you didn't, go back and do it again. And this time, breathe through your nose and keep everything exactly the same, because there really doesn't need to be any change from your C in 6th position to your C with the valve. So now that we have that C, let's find that C. Let's go once and find that C. From F to C, glissando to the C. And that's exactly where we're going to start, right there on that C. C glissando down to a B flat and find the B flat. 6 more times. Smooth here? If they were, awesome. If they weren't, did you make them smooth as you went along? Great. If they weren't, did you make them smooth as you went along? If you didn't, go back and do it again. Just do it again. It's easy. I shouldn't say it's easy, it's simple. And so you can have 100% focus. All right. Now that we find our B flat with the valve, let's do the exercise we did from the F to C, but this time C to B flat, B flat. So C, B flat, valve, so C, B flat with the valve first, breathe, B flat, and breathe through your nose so we keep everything the same. Here we go. 1, 2, ready? Let's go another 4 times with that. I don't mind breathing through my corners. Go ahead and breathe through your corners, but find the same B flat. 4 more times. 1, 2, ready? Good, that was 4 times. Now, we're going to start off on that B flat, glissando B flat down to A. Remember, our focus is, 1, as we watch in the mirror, is my change, is the change that I have, is it fluid, is it abrupt? If it's fluid, perfect. If it's abrupt, make a difference or make it smoother. Do I hear a change in my sound through the glissando? If I do, smooth it out. If I don't, awesome, keep doing it. And that goes B flat to A flat, B flat to B flat to G flat, etc. Through this with me. B flat to A first, 8 times. 1, 2, and here we go. B flat to A flat. 2, are ready? B flat to G. 1, 2, ready? B flat to G flat. 1, 2, ready? You know it. B flat to F. 1, 2, ready? Lastly, B flat down to E. 1, 2, ready? Congratulations, you have made it to the end of this first video. What you will find, and I want to clarify, this is not magic. If you're looking for magic, you're sorely mistaken. This is not magic. But what this is it's a process. Now let's review in the last minute we have what we did in this process. You know what we did? Did you count them up? We did over 100 glissandi. In fact, by my count, we did close to 150 glissandi, close to 150. Now, if you do this every day for the next 7 days, in 7 days, you will have done, if we did 150, you will have done 1,000 650 glissandi in 7 days. And if you do it every day for a month, along with this video, you will have done 4,500 glissandi. In fact, 4,650, which is halfway, according to Malcolm Gladwell, it's halfway towards the expertise needed to do something 10,000 times. You've now done this glissandi in a month, halfway towards what some people perceive to be as the mark of expertise. Now, there's no magic, there's a process. And if you enjoy this and you enjoyed practicing along with it, great. I look forward to seeing you for next week's video. See you then. Thanks for joining me.